welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out. And definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. So for today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different than I typically do. I'm going to talk to you as friends. So I'm going to invite you into my garage. I know that many of you know that I typically make my videos in the garage. So sometimes it's just me, sometimes it's me and Joe. Today, Joe isn't here, so I'm going to have you sit on Joe's seat, and we're going to just chit-chat a little bit as friends about what you need to know if you are involved with a narcissist. Several years ago, I believed, I hoped, I needed to believe that my ex and I we're going to make it through this. We were going to be okay. We're going to have a life. I needed to believe that for several reasons. One of the reasons was that I was afraid. I was codependent. I was afraid to live without him. I didn't have any self-esteem. He had ripped that apart. I was so afraid to live life, to take care of myself. I didn't think I was going to be able to take care of my kids. I mean, this was real fear that I had. So I clung on to this false hope. One of the things that caused me to believe that my ex was going to be a different person, that we were going to have the dream relationship I wanted, was he told me. He told me he wanted to change. He wanted to be this different person. He wanted to make me happy. He was going to spend the rest of his life taking care of me. He loved our children, our family. This is what he wanted. So I believed that, okay, this is good. He wants to live a different life. He wants to change. Well, as a codependent, of course, I didn't want this relationship to end. I would have done anything. So those coupled together, those two, we both wanted this to work. We were both going to work at it with everything in us. How could it fail? And then on top of that, I even had proof that narcissists can change. You know, I'm sure you've seen that statistic that 1% of narcissists change. I saw that as they always change. 100%, no worries, he's going to be a different person. I want to tell you something about that 1%. There's no way in hell that 1 out of every 100 narcissists change. It's just, there's no way. The truth about that is if any change, it is barely perceptible, trace amounts of narcissists. That's the reality of what's going on. If you're with a narcissist, they are not going to change. So that's going to be the first thing we talk about today, a narcissist changing. Can they change? Will they change? No. If you live your life hoping for a narcissist to change, you may as well live your life banking on a lottery win. So you have no worries because you know you're going to win the lottery. I'm going to buy a new house, a new car. I'm going to talk Joe into getting a swimming pool in the backyard because once we get that lottery cash, we'll just pay it right off. That's what you'd be doing if you were hoping a narcissist would change. You're hoping against astronomical odds that your life is going to be the way that you want it to be. In order to make the best decisions about your life, you must look at life realistically. There are some hard truths when you are with a narcissist, and it's crucial for you and your children to make the best decisions possible because time is going to go on either way. You're either going to make a difference in your life or you're going to live the same or worse with the narcissist. A narcissist can't change. In order for anybody to change, they would have to recognize who they are as people. What's wrong with them? They need to feel shame for what they did. They need to love you enough to make it up to you, to be better, to tell you you're sorry. And then when somebody tells you you're sorry, they change. They don't just say it and that's it. Don't believe a narcissist can change. It will take you down an ugly road. It will waste years of your life. They don't change. Just accept that. Accept this is what you're dealing with. Imagine if you had cancer and a doctor told you that you have cancer. Are you going to have a successful recovery if you ignore what he said or pretend that you don't have cancer? Put your fingers in your ears and la, 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 la. You would need to know what type of cancer you had, how aggressive it is, what you can do, what the treatment options are. You would have to be able to do that. Similarly, with narcissism, you need to know exactly who you're dealing with. Who is a narcissist? Or what is a narcissist? Earlier, I told Joe I was making this video, and when I told him about the video, I mentioned I was going to say, who is a narcissist? Who is a narcissist? And he said, Sharon, it's not who is a narcissist, what is a narcissist? That's the real problem that you have. He's right. That is what it is. You're dealing with an entity, a creature, a product of something not human. And that sounds crazy, but if you know a narcissist, you know what I'm talking about. The best way that I can describe or tell you what a narcissist is to tell you they're evil. You're dealing with real evil, and you can feel it in the presence of a narcissist. It's there. A narcissist wears a mask, so they're like a pretend person. You don't really know who they are. Every once in a while, that mask will come off, and you'll see evil. You will feel terror. Now, I go so far, from some things that I witnessed, I believe that there's something demonic around narcissists. So maybe you want to go that route and believe that like me, or maybe you think that's absurd. They're just not nice people. Either way, you're dealing with something that isn't right for you. To even say it that way, well, they're just not nice people. Think about your children. Would that be cool with you? Yeah, well, I know my daughter is with someone who's not nice to her, but that's okay. He's worth it in every other way. Oh, I know. And he keeps saying he's going to change, but he doesn't. But that's okay, because at least she has someone. I mean, that's the most important thing, right? That there's like a body in bed next to her. No, never think that way. Narcissist, there's an absence of good in a narcissist. So you think about this. This is something that can't change. They're so cruel, so vile, that even if you don't go so far to say that they're literally demonic, the thought of them being evil, that word evil fits. You understand it. So this is who you're dealing with. A narcissist wants to pretend to you that there's somebody else. They want you to believe that. If you're like me and you used to watch soap operas, there'd be this character every once in a while who would have this disguise on or mask, and then they'd rip the mask off, and it's someone totally different. That's like it is with a narcissist. There was a time I actually witnessed my ex become a different person. My daughter is 19. And I happened to be here the day this happened. This is the scariest thing that's ever happened to her in her life. This is partly why I say that I believe narcissists are demonic. My ex broke into the house. So he literally broke into the house, and he started talking to my daughter, and he was speaking to her, and it wasn't his voice. It was not him. His mannerisms, everything was completely different. I have thought about this so many times. How could I change my voice? Like narcissists, they're actors. So just like I said, they can, I don't know if I said this, but my ex could whip up tears. Like if he wanted to, he could cry and try to make me feel like he really cares. I could not whip up tears. I couldn't just start crying at a whim. I just couldn't do it. Maybe if I practice, maybe I could do that. But what about a voice change? Well, how could you do that? And I'm not speaking about an accent. I mean the literal tone. He had a different voice. His mannerism, the way he was standing, everything was different. So this is, that scared both of us. That showed me, I could see it. I could try to talk myself out of it. Well, I must be imagining it. Or I could say, all right, here's somebody that's cruel, abusive, isn't going to change, and there's something so messed up with him that I believe he could actually be demonic. What would that tell you? Is this the person that you need to be with, that you should sacrifice everything for to keep? That's good for your children to be around? And what about quality of life? What type of quality of life do you have when you're with a narcissist? Very, very unfortunately, Joe and I, we have 3 dogs. One of them has cancer. Now, recently, he's gotten a little bit worse. And I said to Joe, I don't know that I can put this dog down. I don't think I can do it. And so Joe was talking to me, and he's like, Sharon, we don't need to do this now because he's not showing us he's in a lot of pain. but his quality of life is what's going to determine how much longer he lives. It's us. It's up to us to give him the best quality of life. And it's a mercy to put him down if we need to. Now, that's not something I really want to think about today, but he's right. Quality of life really matters. So if you're so here you are, wanting to stay in a relationship with somebody that will give you a horrible quality of life. Why would you want to do that? What would be the advantage of that? A narcissist doesn't have spontaneous joy. They don't have life that they want to give. They don't want to take care of the people in their family. They don't want to love anybody. They just want to take. You're going to end up like me in constant financial issues because my ex kept spending money, lying to me. Then he started stealing from the kids. That's what he did. What type of quality of life is that? Where he's constantly lying to me, constantly giving me silent treatments. And like I mentioned earlier, they don't change. They don't get better. But let's just say they did. A narcissist changes. You find out that for sure your narcissist will change. They'll be a different person. They're going to be a better person. Is that okay? Is the way that they acted before okay? You know that they have this in them. This is who they are. They have the ability to abuse you. So that doesn't go away. That's a core part of who they are. So even if they changed, it's in them. That's still in them. And then, is it okay for somebody to ever abuse you? Like, that's okay. You can forgive them and just move forward. When I think about the things that I put up with, the things I was willing to put up with because I was codependent, because I was afraid, I'm ashamed of it. I can quickly fill my daughter's name in this and think about how I would feel if Paris's boyfriend or husband was like this. How would I feel? It would be horrific. Joe and I would be over at her house, pulling her out of that house and getting her the hell away from that psychopath. There is never an excuse. You need to look at who you are. You are a worthy human being. The way the narcissist makes you feel isn't real. My ex had me feeling paranoid that people didn't like me. He did this intentionally, but I didn't know. The choices that you made when you didn't know, you need to let go of. You need to just let it go. There's so many of those that I have, that you have, that Joe has, that everybody has. But the truth is we're living right now. Time is not slowing down. You deserve a life. But in order to live your life free from the narcissist, you need to look at the narcissist realistically. You can't live in a fantasy land, hoping, believing, needing the narcissist to change. You need to do what's right for you and what's right for your children. This is not easy. But remember, regardless of what you choose to do, time is going to pass. If you really look at what you're dealing with and make decisions based on that rather than the hope that you have, the miracle that you're waiting for, your life is going to be so much better. Your children's lives are going to be so much better. Think about your ideal life. What would you want? What type of life do you want? Not what type of life can you convince yourself you have. What's real to you? I left my ex. I left him in December. And I want to tell you something. I used to be the most scared person. I was so shy. I didn't like to talk to other people. I just wanted this to go away. I didn't want this to be my life. He kept making things worse and worse and worse. That literally my worst fear came true and I lost my home. I literally lost my home because of my ex. I lost my kids' savings. I lost so much because he kept taking and destroying and promising and breaking promises. And I didn't have any self-respect for myself. I didn't think, I don't deserve this. My kids don't deserve this. It was, I can't do it on my own. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to do it. So that's what I want to tell you. Don't be afraid to do that. Now, it's easy for me to say that, but I'm telling you, you don't have to do it today. You don't have to do anything today. Just take these seeds I planted and consider what I said. Consider the reality, not what you hope, but how it really is. A narcissist is evil. They don't change. They will lie to you, betray you, do everything wrong to you. Then they have no respect for you. So they'll just tell you some more lies, whip up a few tears so that you can stay with the narcissist. because a narcissist is only with you when you benefit them. There's something that benefits the narcissist, because if they don't have that, they'll discard you and won't care at all. You are in a bad position. So you need to think, what's best for me? How can I move forward in the best possible way? What's best for me? What's best for my children? How can I go about it? And I'll make some other videos kind of taking this step by step. Today, just realistically look at the narcissist. Look at them. Think about what they've done, who they really are. Research narcissism. Watch some of my other videos. Read some books, whatever. Research narcissism, what they're really capable of. Wanting something to change isn't going to make it change. Only something that it's possible to change can change. Think about who the narcissist is and what they're capable of. Think about the things they've done. They are vile, evil creatures, and you don't deserve to be with a narcissist. I know that some of you, this seems impossible. I was there too. For some others, this actually might be impossible. I understand that. If I was like 75 years old and I was disabled, I don't know that I would try to break out on my own. I mean, at that point, it's not worth it. But if you are the vast majority of people that are afraid, that you don't believe in yourself, work on that. Work on your codependence. Work on building your own self-esteem. Working on thinking about what you want. And do it like with your children. What would you want for your children? The situation you're in, would you be comfortable with your own child in that situation? Is that a good life for them? Because if it isn't a good life for you. So don't worry about leaving the narcissist right now or anything like that. Just take a baby step today. I wish I knew this information. This is who the narcissist is. This is what you're dealing with. If you try to pull hope out of everything or say, well, that might be how hers was, not mine, or mine's different. He cried. He told me he's going to change. I know he is. I believe in him. I'm praying to God. I get it. You're going to go down the wrong road. I'm your friend. I'm telling you this because I care, because I made so many mistakes. Joe made so many mistakes. Let us help you see reality now, and then you can live the life of your dreams later. It's a process. It takes time, but you can do this. It's not going to take you 20 years. If you start looking at this and you start making moves, you could be in a completely different place next year at this time. And I really, really hope that you are. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in the garage. The animals were good. They didn't make too much noise, which is kind of weird because it's actually past dinner time for the dogs, and I have 2 of them here, and they're being good. So we might let Fiona back up on Joe's chair now that you're heading out. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I look forward to it again soon, and I will see you on Friday. Friday's video, by the way, just a little sneak peek. I met yesterday with my attorney, my ex and his attorney. I didn't actually see him. I'll tell you all this on Friday. I'm going to talk a little bit about some realities with the divorce. Things are supposedly moving closer to me being divorced, but I am not happy at all with the way things are working out in the whole court system. You don't have a friend in the court system. So we'll talk about that on Friday. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye, everyone.